home cook versus a pro chef.
Oh, baby, what do I do now?
Just eat it. Just go there and eat it.
And these are my $1,425.
Wow, American dollars, yeah, wow. Now, home cooked cheap ingredient. Aspetta. It's an Alfredo sauce. What is the heavy whipping cream doing that? What is the Kraft Parmesan cheese doing that? What is the chicken doing it? Parsley? No, sorry. You need 3 ingredients to make Alfredo sauce. You need Parmigiano, which you have plenty. You need butter, which you do have in the expensive version. And you need fresh made pasta. None of the ingredients are in here right now. What is that? It's time to react to the Alfredo sauce made 2 different ways. A very expensive version versus a normal version, which is the cheaper version. Home cook versus a pro chef. This video is from Epicurious channel and it's got almost 10 million views, which is insane.
Oh, baby. What?
She must be the home cook. She's very passionate and very happy to open the cheese wheel for the first time in her life, I can tell.
What do I do now?
Okay, a pro chef with expensive ingredients, right.
Hi, I'm Frank. I'm a professional chef, and these are my $1,425.
Wow, that's a real Parmigiano Reggiano cheese wheel, and it's very expensive. Ooh, she's very passionate, she's very happy. It must be the first time she does this. Look at that. Wow, that was made in February 2020. Wow, so it must have been 4 years old when they opened it.
Oh, baby, what do I do now?
Just eat it. Just go there and eat it. We challenge a pro chef with expensive ingredients. I mean, the cheese is expensive, the flour, how expensive can that be?
Hi, I'm Frank. I'm a professional chef.
We watched Frank competing with a home cook and I believe they were making carbonara and I reacted to that.
And these are my $1,425.
Wow, American dollars, yeah, wow.
Fettuccine Alfredo ingredients.
Crazy. Now, home cooked cheap ingredient. Aspetta. It's an Alfredo sauce. What is the heavy whipping cream doing that? What is the Kraft Parmesan cheese doing that? What is the chicken doing it? Parsley? No, sorry. You need 3 ingredients to make Alfredo sauce. You need Parmigiano, which you have plenty. You need butter, which you do have in the expensive version. And you need fresh made pasta. None of the ingredients are in here right now. What is that?
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm a home cook, and
Well, home cook, I don't know why you guys do this, but please do not use chicken in Alfredo. Please do not use parsley, no cream, and definitely no garlic and no fake cheese from Kraft.
these are my $13 fettuccine Alfredo ingredients.
Was that garlic fine herbs? You got fresh garlic plus garlic and fine herbs? Nah. Guys, you need to go back to basic. Fettuccine Alfredo is a beautiful pasta al burro, come from Italy. The Alfredo is a bit creamier than the pasta al burro that Italians love to eat at home. We grew up eating pasta al burro when we were a little bit sick. You know, when I have a stomachache, Mama makes pasta al burro for you so you feel better. Now, Fettuccine Alfredo is very creamy without the cream. It's not common in Italy, but it's famous around the world because a restaurant in Rome called Alfredo alla Scrofa created this dish for Americans. So the Americans took it back to America and added cream and all these no-sense ingredients. It's too heavy.
That wheel weighs 80 pounds. You're gonna need help.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's heavy.
Okay, bye.
That is not Parmesan cheese.
Thank you, chef. Thank you so much. Tell everyone, do not use it. Please try and say to the production company you don't want to use it. Refuse, protest. What's the face, home cook? You should love this. You're gonna love this.
Frank?
Oh, you have to make fresh pasta. That's why you don't like it.
Not necessarily what I expected for an Alfredo, but I'm gonna make it work.
Oh, I feel sorry for you, Frank. It's gonna be a very difficult challenge.
I don't even know where to start with this.
You can go and watch my video how to open a cheese wheel. I'll show you step by step. It's fun. The best part of the process is when you open the cheese wheel and you get the beautiful flavors of the cheese. Oh my God.
fettuccine Alfredo I was gonna make was really special.
Tell me.
It was gonna be fresh fettuccine
Yeah.
with Alfredo sauce and a
Yeah.
carved out Parmesan wheel.
All right. But unfortunately, you can't make it.
I'm so excited and also terrified.
I had a full Parmesan wheel straight off the boat from Italy.
Moist.
Amazing.
They don't tell you how slick these things are.
I was gonna use all the Parmesan. I was gonna use the rinds to make a Parmesan broth.
Ooh.
I was gonna use the cheese for the sauce.
Fancy Italian butter. Look at this.
I had everything.
That's a nice butter, I have to say. It's nice. It's a nice light color. It's really, really top quality butter.
I needed to make a homemade pasta from scratch. It was gonna be magnificent. Nonas all over the world were gonna weep.
Nonna, with double A, not nonnas. Nonna, nonna.
Simple ingredients make great things. Am I putting this in the wheel?
There's something I want to say. The cheese wheels, they're expensive. It's all about the show, okay? You cooking pasta in the cheese wheel, it's a show. You go to the restaurant, they do it. You pay extra money to do it. Personally, I don't like it. Many Italians, I believe, don't like that. I want to cook pasta, in the pan and eat it and enjoy it. I don't want to waste the Parmigiano that way. And it is a show. You pay a lot of money, but I don't think cooking the pasta, the Parmigiano wheel will give you the same experience that you get when you cook it properly in the pan. I went to a wedding once and it was beautiful, the show, this cacio e pepe cooked in the Parmigiano wheel. It wasn't great, the cacio e pepe, it tasted okay, but it wasn't great because that's not how you do it, like you can't, especially for a big bunch, big crowd, can't use that. But the show was great. Chef was mixing in it. It was a great show, so he did the job. Nobody cared about the taste of cacio e pepe, which is sad, but even me, including me, I would just like the show. So if I go to a wedding, great. At home, no. Restaurants where I go with my wife, I don't want the pasta cooked in the cheese wheel. I want the pasta cooked right. All right, let's watch now the process that when she's about to open the cheese wheel. But if you want to learn how to open it, you can watch my video. But let's see how the reaction when she opens it.
Try and go even all the way around.
And you're going to do that until you
The center and you
pop off.
Oh my God.
At that point of lift and pop. At that point, you're ready to just take the top off.
Oh my God, look at it.
Ooh, I like that reaction. Look at the face, look at the face. Concentrate.
When we take that top part off of the Parmesan wheel, we're gonna
Tell me about the smell.
scoop out all the cheese from the center and use that for
Make me excited. Tell me, well, how good is the smell? How good is the smell from the cheese?
And then we have this beautiful rind left. Most people throw the rind away. Don't do
What? The rind from the Parmigiano is full of flavors. Use it for broth, but I use it for minestrone. Always in minestrone, or if I make a stew.
that. We're gonna make a really nice Parmesan broth with it.
No, ma che cazzo fai? Oh, what are you doing? You don't do that now. Wait, you guys, I don't understand. You teach you this, but you want to cook the pasta, just make the hole in the middle and cook the pasta. But you don't get rid of the rind now. You need the rind to protect the cheese. The cheese is there. When, you use the rind when you finish the cheese. You use the rind when the cheese finishes. You don't do that now. That's bad.
That rind.
Oh, we're going. Oh, we got it.
No, don't do that now, please. Concentrate. Just focus on cutting the middle of the cheese wheel and get ready for the pasta.
We're gonna use the parm broth in our pasta as our pasta water. And
Oh, really? No, you don't need that. That's going too far now. I'm sorry, I don't agree. Because now you removed it. That cheese now, you need to cut the cheese. The cheese is not protected anymore. Sorry.
and then we're gonna use it to adjust the final consistency of the sauce.
No, I'm sorry. Stupid idea. I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Is enough rind?
And then you're going to just take a knife, or if you're more comfortable with a spoon, that works too, and start in the middle and start to carve out a bowl. You're going to
Yeah, you do that. You don't have to do a lot. You do enough, and then you have to put wine and use a flame to help melting. But you do that later. Just concentrate now on doing the pasta and the sauce, okay?
want to make it smooth because you're actually
Oh, that's a lot. You crave way too much. I'm sorry, but how much cheese have you removed? You don't do that. It looks like you're only gonna use this cheese wheel once to do the video because you have removed all that cheese. Don't do that. Scrape a little bit and then you add the wine. But I did a video with my nonna. She never experienced this before. When I brought the cheese wheel home, she goes, "What are you doing with this?" Anyway, I show you how to do it. You scrape a little bit, you put white wine, you put a flame on and kind of get the wine evaporate and the wine kind of help to melt the cheese. Watch my video how to make risotto in the cheese wheel pasta.
going to toss your homemade pasta in the Parmesan.
Oh, look at that. Way too much. Why are you like getting this lady to do this big job? You don't have to do that.
Veal. There's going to be some really delicious shards of Parmigiano Reggiano there.
Yeah, all right. She pronounced it very well, but now show me how to eat the Parmigiano. I like to eat it with honey or with jam.
Want to taste those?
No.
Brava, brava.
Ooh, it's like nutty, fruity, cheesy.
You're
Yeah.
Now for me, Alfredo isn't really a classic Italian dish.
What is that?
It's a dish that they serve to tourists in Rome.
Yes, okay, thank you, Frank. You did say something very important. Sold to tourists, Italians don't have it. Younger generations are learning because of, the American mentality is very strong in Europe now, in Italy as well. So it is getting popular to the younger generations, because of online videos. But the Alfredo sauce, we call it pasta al burro. And it's even though it's pasta al burro with Parmigiano, it's not made the way the Alfredo sauce is made in the Alfredo restaurant in Rome.
The dish I'm making isn't going to be a classic Alfredo either.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for explaining.
It's inspired by the ingredients, but it's not going to look like Alfredo at all.
I'm just sorry why you use Kraft. I actually realized that Kraft cheese is not as much cheaper than having Parmigiano, okay? You probably pay a few dollars less for the Kraft cheese, which is fake. Instead, you can use a Parmigiano, real Parmigiano. Or you can buy Grana Padano for the same price of the grated Kraft cheese. Grana Padano is a lot better. It's a really good cheese. Of course, it's cheaper than Parmigiano. There is a reason why it's cheaper, but it's a good cheese.
First thing I'm going to do is cook my pasta, and then I'm going to stick it in these little molds, right? And I'm going to let it come together into a cake. And then I'm going to take that cake out and deep fry it. So
Ooh, okay. This is crazy. I like it. This guy sounds like he's making frittatina from Naples, which is one of my favorite street food from Naples. Basically, it's pasta that you fry. Basically, it's like a pasta cake, crumbed, and you fry it.
end up with a crispy fried pasta cake.
I know, I knew he was gonna make this. I knew he went to Naples, he must have seen it, tried it. It's a good idea.
My water is boiling. I'm gonna add a fair amount of salt. I always tell people, you need to season your water sea salty. If it tastes like the ocean, then you're doing it right.
Yeah, okay, but who's going to taste or drink boiling hot water? I'm not.
All right, now we're gonna make some parm water.
Yeah, no, I don't like this idea. Sorry, don't waste the rind for water.
Parmesan rind into my boiling water. And now we just boil it for 45 minutes. Rose said this is gonna go into my pasta.
No, I don't like this, sorry.
So I'm making it and then I'm gonna put it in my pasta. Easy as that. Not a lot of ingredients.
Sorry. Alfredo pastas are 5 minutes pasta. The fresh pasta takes 3 minutes to cook. The sauce takes 1 minute to cook. So I don't see the point of doing this.
Just a lot of stuff to do.
Once it comes back up to the boil, we want to add all of our pasta. You never want to break pasta. If you break your pastas, then no one is going to cry. I'm going to take my pasta and just drop it straight in. And
Now, Alfredo has to be made with fresh pasta, okay? But because he's doing this fried pasta cake, which is it's very good. If you've been to Naples, you've tried it. It's good. He has to use dry pasta to do that. You can't just make it with fresh pasta. You can try, but I believe it turns out to be better if you make it with dry pasta. So I'm with Frank because he's not making a normal fettuccine Alfredo. He's making a cake pasta. But don't call it Alfredo because the ingredients are not Alfredo.
let it fall wherever it falls. And right away, I'm going to give it a stir. I give them a little twist, a little twirl. This way they don't stick together.
All right, parm
Very good.
water achieved. It's become kind of cloudy. There's like some
Waste of time, waste of rind.
cheesiness on the top. I need to save some of this and cool it off so that I
I mean, you're putting you're putting the pasta in a cheese wheel. Do you really need a rind? Come on.
can make my pasta with it. It smells exactly like parm. This is literally parm water.
Okay.
Water parm.
Now I'm going to take my pasta out and drain it on this towel so there's not too much water on it. And I don't need a strainer. I like to use a pair of tongs right onto the towel. And then
Okay, so far I understand the process and it's good. To make a fried pasta cake, it's a good process.
the main reason we're putting it on the towel is because this is going to be fried later. And oil and water, when you're frying, do not go together.
That's right. And it's good that you're teaching the American audience how to do this, about this fried pasta creation, because it's beautiful. And only if you've been to Naples, you know about this. If you've never been to Naples, probably you don't know about it. It's called frittatina napoletana. It's not a frittata, but it's a pasta, fried pasta.
Pasta dries, I'm going to get my molds together, all right? And then we take our pasta that's been nice and dry.
No, I don't agree with you now, sorry. And then probably You didn't go into the kitchen in Naples. So it is important that you mix the pasta with ingredients, with the sauce, in order to do that. You do that, mix it with ingredients, you do what you're doing, and then you need to crumb it. Okay? Adding pasta in there, it's a no-no. It's wrong. Sorry.
We stuff it in there. Come on, get in. See how sticky it is? And that's a good thing. We want it to be sticky like that because we want the pasta to stick together at this point and become one cake.
No, sorry. It's gonna be dry, not gonna be good, sorry. I already know.
We can take the plastic wrap, fold it over the top, and I have some jars with split peas in them. This is gonna make our pasta stick together and hold together so that when we fry it, it doesn't fall apart.
No, my friend, sorry, you don't want that. No, yeah. You need the sauce with the pasta. Sorry. And you can be creative. You can do this with the bolognese sauce, you can do it with any sauce that you like. You can be creative, but not that way. Pasta, mix with the sauce, and then you do that.
Thing here, and I'm ready to make my pasta dough. So the first thing I'm going to do is combine my 2 flours and a little bit of salt.
The combination of both of these flours is gonna give us a nice silky outside of the pasta
I like the combination of flours, it's nice.
and a nice dense chew. We're gonna
Yeah, it's nice.
cook it al dente so it have a little bite to it.
And I'm just going to like make a little well here. That's some nice cold parm water. I have made pasta before,
That's crazy. Okay, so you're making a semolina pasta without the egg.
Have a little bite to it.
and I'm just going to like make a little well here. That's some nice cold parm water. I have made
Just crazy. Look, I like the idea, of course, but I just don't want to waste the rind like that. But I mean, you got so much cheese, why not? It's a great idea, but at the same time, you don't need it, honestly. Why would you need that? You don't need that.
made pasta before, but usually with eggs, not water. But I love it. All right.
It's a bit harder. The dough is like very hard.
Okay, so now I'm just going to knead this until I get it to a nice gluten-y situation.
When you push your finger into the dough, it's gonna leave a dent. And when you remove that finger, you wanna see it come back to its original position.
All right.
Well, that's more of a pizza dough, but I guess it does happen a little bit on the pasta dough, but not as much. You do see that dent stays there.
My dough.
The pasta dough is more like a Play-Doh. That's how it feels. The pasta dough feels like a Play-Doh. Pizza dough is different, it's not Play-Doh. Pizza dough it bounce back. Pasta dough doesn't bounce back as much.
Is needed, and now it needs to rest, so I'm just gonna wrap it in some plastic wrap and set it aside.
So now I'm gonna make some garnish for our dish. I'm gonna take my garlic and I'm gonna put it onto the mandolin and get it nice and thin. I'm just gonna sprinkle it around so that it comes
Why are you doing that? Garlic.
into individual slices. You can already smell that wonderful garlic aroma in the room. Can you guys smell it at home? I'm seeing a lot of bubbles here, and that basically means that the water in the garlic is boiling out. And once I stop seeing bubbles, it should be crisp. Give them a tap, get all the fat off, and then spread them out.
That's good.
And then I'm immediately gonna season.
Honestly, I don't know why people put salt on garlic. I don't understand this thing. I don't understand it. Why do you put salt on garlic?
When they come out of the oil. So while I have this oil hot, I'm gonna fry my parsley.
Oh my God. I guess it's for decoration. I've fried arugula, rocket salad, or basil for presentation, which is nice. Is that what you're doing?
One thing you have to be careful about, these are gonna pop and sputter everywhere. So drop them in, take a step back, okay? You're gonna see, it's gonna like make all these noises, okay?
Okay. Whoa.
So we get a little bit of that violent explosion.
It doesn't happen if I use arugula, rocket salad, or basil.
And the same thing with the parsley. You'll see that once the bubbles stop, we can take the parsley out, give it a tap, put it on our tray, and then we wanna season this once it comes out
But why? Why do you put salt?
because we want some seasoning on that.
All right.
There's a lot of salt. There's a lot of salt.
My dough's been resting. It's time to roll it out into some pasta sheets. I'm going to put them through here. That'll flatten them, and then eventually pasta. Okay, that was just a little experiment. We're all just learning together, except for all the people who know and are yelling at their screen right now. I'm gonna try and get it to the thickness of fettuccine, which I think is a little thinner than this. Mamma mia. That feels good to me.
It looks good to me. Pasta looks good. Ooh, when it breaks, it's not a good sign. When the pasta breaks, it means that maybe you didn't put enough flour, or maybe you put too much flour. You do need a little bit of flour so the pasta doesn't get stuck to the pasta machine. Could be that she didn't put enough flour in the pasta machine, so it got stuck. Oh, I don't know. Let's see.
That can't be right. Oh.
Too dry, or I guess she didn't expand the pasta machine. That's what happened. I think the pasta machine, it's at the tight setting. I think, yeah. Always start from the wide setting.
Oh, I forgot to turn it back down. You know, I'd love to say I'm getting the hang of this, but I have very little confidence that I'm doing this correctly.
Okay, looks good now.
There you go, 3 perfect sheets of pasta, no questions asked.
It's always good to cover your pasta before it dries up, okay?
Our pasta cakes have been in the fridge. It's time to fry them up. I'm gonna just take these, and instead of just plunking them in, I'll just put them into my spider and...
I'm sorry, I don't like the idea now, sorry. I thought you was gonna make the Napolitan frittatina. No. First, I like the idea of mixing the pasta with the sauce and everything, and then you crumb it. You know, you get the shape, that shape, you crumb it, and then you fry it. I don't know where this is going.
Lower them in nice and easy. You can see that it's
I don't know where this is going, sorry. No, I will never do this to pasta. I will never do that.
starting to bubble, and that's good. This is going to ensure that our pasta cake is not greasy. So I'm using the same oil as the garlic and parsley, and they impart just a little bit of flavor to our oil. So
Nah, come on.
that's going to impart some flavor to our pasta. All right, I'm going to give these a little flip
If you want to add flavor to the pasta, you mix it with the sauce. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry, Frank.
to see how the backside is looking. We're looking good. I don't care if the inside of this pasta cake is a little soft, but I want it to be nice and crispy on the outside. All right, these look
Yeah, it sounds like to have it a little bit soft and crunchy on the outside.
good. Let's take them out, drain them really well, right onto our tray, and we want to season these when they come out.
Ma che cazzo fare di seasoning? Bloody seasoning.
You always put the seasoning. Salt here, salt there, salt there. How much salt do you guys need? How much sodium do you need in your life? Pasta. Come on, guys.
Nice and hot.
All right, pasta is dry. It's time for me to try to cut it into fettuccine. Totally ready and definitely not concerned. Going just a little bit thinner than I started out because I think I might have been making more like a tagliatelle than a fettuccine. What do
That's okay. Tagliatelle, fettuccine, I like this technique of cutting it. All right, let's go into the sauce. Come on, sauce.
So now we're going to saute our chicken breast.
There's more salt, of course, in the chicken. You put salt at the end for everything else. Put salt at the end too.
I'm going to drop it in the pan away from me so the oil splatters that way. So my pan's really hot, my oil's hot. You want to be careful not to move things around too much. Leave it alone. You can give it a little peek if you're getting nervous, but leave it in the pan. Let the pan do its work. All right, let's give it a turn.
I never understood why people had to put chicken in the pasta. People say, protein. If you use a good pasta, there's protein in there already. And pasta will fill you up. It's got carbs, protein, fiber. Do you really need the chicken? You don't.
So we're starting to get a nice crust on that, and we're going to let it go. Okay, this looks like it's pretty good. I got some nice browning there.
Nice crispy chicken.
What I want to do now is take this off of the fire and get rid of the oil. And you can see what we're left with. I got some brown bits. That's called the
I don't want that.
fond, and I want that in the pan to flavor our sauce. So we're gonna let our chicken breast rest. Letting it rest lets the juices redistribute back into the breast, and it gives us a more juicy and tender end product.
All right, I've got some of my cheese from the wheel. Now I'm gonna grind it up and I'm gonna use it for my Alfredo sauce.
Okay, where is this going?
Woo! Smells good.
I like to use the blender to do this. It's very important. This is great what she's doing because you can buy a block of cheese, you save money. You can buy a block of cheese and do this to grate it. And it's the best thing to do because sometimes, the only option you have is the Kraft cheese grated or some other cheap options and it's not good. You buy a block, you pay less than when it's already grated. Do it yourself.
Smells cheesy in here. It literally, the smell of cheese is permeating this whole
I like it. She's good. She's funny.
room. I'm so sorry.
That's good.
Now it's time to make our sauce. I'm gonna
Oh my God, look at that sauce. Look at that whipped cream.
take my cream. I'm not gonna use all of it right now. Let me get in
You use a lot.
with my whisk first. I'm gonna try and get up all those brown bits. We're gonna hit this with a little bit of salt.
Oh my God, with the salt. Salt again. Salt, 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 salt.
We're gonna let it come to a simmer. While that's coming up, I'm gonna open my Boursin cheese. I'm gonna take about half of it.
Was I ending? I didn't understand. It was a cheese with garlic and herbs. Okay. Is that necessary?
Right now and drop it in and give it
Is that really necessary? I'm sorry. Is that necessary for Alfredo sauce? I don't understand where this recipe is going anymore.
start whisking away. And I guess it kind of looks like an Alfredo sauce. It's creamy.
No, it doesn't look Alfredo sauce. Alfredo sauce is butter and Parmigiano. It doesn't look like Alfredo sauce. It's 2024 and people know what Alfredo sauce is. If you don't know what a real Alfredo sauce is, I'm sorry, but you probably live on a different planet. So come on this planet with us. Join us, okay?
It looks good. I am going to take some of my cheese.
I don't know why he's using that, but the Kraft cheese is so bad, and I've tasted it. It tastes like cheese. It smells like cheese. It tastes like cheese, but it's not cheese. So how did they do that? I don't know. But please avoid to use. This cheese doesn't melt properly. It doesn't give you the experience you need. Buy grana padano, same price, I promise. Probably $1 more of the Kraft cheese, and it's a lot better.
I'm gonna sprinkle this in, and I'm gonna start buzzing.
So much going on in this recipe, man.
Buzz it up, and you get a nice thick
Is this necessary? When you have a creamy cheese, the cheese will melt. Why do you have to do this?
sauce. And that is it, our sauce.
All I can say is I see lots of American shows, and this is I'm not generalizing on all Americans, okay? But I can see that you guys eat a lot of salt, lots of cream, a lot of everything, a lot. It's not good. Just learn how to get the best out of fresh ingredients, or eat the ingredient. If you use an ingredient, maximize the flavors of the ingredient.
Is done. It's creamy, it's thick, and smooth.
All right, it's time to put it all together. First things first, I'm gonna cook my pasta. This is fresh pasta, so I'm really not gonna cook it for very long. And give it a quick stir. Not nervous.
The water wasn't boiling, by the way. Have you noticed? The pasta water wasn't boiling.
Together, first things first, I'm gonna cook my pasta. This is fresh pasta, so I'm really not gonna cook it for very long. And
The pasta water, I can see, is not boiling. Like, it's not boiling. So I'm a bit worried.
give it a quick stir. Not nervous at all. Thing is that pasta can feel your fear, so you have to be confident when you handle it. I think that's true. Or a dream I had. And pop it right out. Ooh.
Okay, it's hot, so it must have been boiling. I can see it's hot, so I apologize. Everything she's done so far is good.
Oh, what are you doing? Why? See, confidence. You gotta move with confidence.
Okay, move with confidence. What you should have done is the cheese wheel needed to kind of melt a little bit. So you need a red wine and a torch to make it, to kind of melt the cheese a little bit, to start the melting process. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can still melt the cheese in the wheel, but the pasta needs to go in straight away, it needs to be very hot, and you need to be fast at scraping down the cheese.
She said, immediately not moving with confidence. All right, and the next thing I'm gonna do is get a whole bunch
Too slow, my friend, too slow. Fast.
of butter in here.
The challenge here is getting your sauce emulsified. Emulsified sauces are putting two things together that don't normally stick together. In our case here, we're doing butter and cheese and water.
Feeling good?
Fast, need to be fast.
Good, feeling great. Gonna put like a whole bunch of this parm on top.
Too fast, scrape. Frank, tell her what she has to do. Get a spoon and a fork, spoon to scrape, fork to mix. Or a thong, mix the pasta and scrape down the cheese. Scrape down the cheese all around. You need to do that.
Oh wow, we're gonna take our tongs.
The reason why you're using a cheese wheel is to do that. Scrape it. Move the pasta around. The hot pasta melts the cheese becomes creamy, and the butter helps to combine all the ingredients. That's what you need to do. You need to be fast. Otherwise, it's wasted.
Mix it around.
Sometimes
If you want to just add the cheese like you did, then you don't need the cheese wheel. You do it in a pan. This is why I say the cheese wheel is just for the show. This is a show, but I'm watching a wasted wheel for a pasta that is dry. Look how dry it is.
when you make an Alfredo sauce, if you have too much grated cheese in there, it gets lumpy and kind of sticks together.
No, it's because the cheese in the cheese wheel, it wasn't melted, okay? And when you add the pasta in there, the pasta wasn't mixed properly together well, so the pasta is dry now, and of course you get the lumps. The cheese is not melting anymore, so you get lumps.
So we're gonna take our Parmesan broth and adjust that, just to thin it out a little so it gets nice and creamy.
So we really want to kind of like turn this into not just cheese on pasta.
Yeah, actually you're destroying it now. You're putting water into Parmesan cheese. You're putting water in the Parmesan cheese. Sorry, it's ruined. Frank, you should know better than that.
Pasta, but a cheesy, saucy pasta.
Once you have the right amount of those, you have to really stir it well so that you get an emulsified sauce.
No, you don't do emulsifying there. You need a very important step. Melt the cheese before you put the pasta in there. So you need the white wine. Some people use whiskey as well. Use a torch, melt it, make sure the wine evaporates, and start scraping, and the wine will disappear. Start scraping, and then you add the pasta in there, and that's how you start up the melting cheese process. Then the hot pasta will help to do the rest, but you need to mix it fast. She doesn't know, it's the first time she does it, I don't blame her. But Frank or whoever sent you the cheese should have explained this to you. Please watch the risotto video I did with my nonna. It's risotto in a cheese wheel, and you will love it, it's great. And I'll show you step by step how to do that process. Butter, hot rice, and you scrape the cheese. It's very important.
Is some creamy looking fettuccine Alfredo. I think it's coming together.
You're gonna make the nonnas blush. Whew.
No, Frank, nonnas don't do this, and nonna do not like pasta in a cheese wheel. They will say to you, why are you wasting so much money?
It's a cheese bowl. What is this? What happened here? How did we get to this point? Should I be trusted with this? It's too late now. All right, I think
Look, it's great. Of course, it tastes good. I feel sorry for that cheese.
we're done here. Do we need to plate it or does it just stay in the...
It goes in a plate.
My chicken is rested. I'm gonna slice it up. You can see the chicken breast actually has a grain to it. The muscle fibers run this way. So I'm gonna do some nice, long, flat slices. Slicing on the bottom.
I still don't understand why did you do the crispy pasta. What is he doing?
It's because I want long strips of chicken and I'm cutting against the grain of the meat so it's not chewy at all.
Am I having pasta now? Am I having crispy chicken? Am I having sushi? What am I having?
All right, now I'm gonna plate this. Let's see how we're gonna do this. I guess I'll try and get like a good twirl going here. It's wet. Let's just give it a little.
That's because of the pasta water you added in it. And I believe you added a little bit more now to serve, otherwise it would have been too dry. But overall, I prefer what you're doing anyway. I prefer this over what Frank is doing. I can eat this.
Parm on top. I call this Parmesan splat.
And you also don't need any chicken or anything on top. This is great the way it is. You don't need parsley. Beautiful. Nothing better than eating it from the wheel. Yeah, I agree with that. I would have done the same.
Oh my God. Don't tell Frank I did that. That's so good.
First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my chicken down in the center of the plate. The chicken
Oh my God, what is this? What is this? Unbelievable.
is the protein, but it is not the star of the show here. Now the pasta is the star of the show. So I'm gonna take my pasta cake.
I really thought he was gonna make a fried pasta cake, like it's done in Naples. I don't like it.
Place it right on top. What I really want to do with this is put some of the sauce around, but also let the sauce soak a little into my
This is ridiculous. Really is ridiculous. I'm so sorry, Frank. I don't want to say that, but this is a ridiculous creation.
pasta cake. And then we're gonna take some of the sauce and sprinkle it around, right? And
I feel sorry for the cream. I never use cream, but this time I feel sorry for the cream. I feel sorry for the pasta. The chicken is cooked beautifully, so great, go for it. But the pasta is dead, the pasta is suffering. That cream, oh, poor cream, being treated like that.
then I'm gonna take some of my garlic chips and kind of selectively place them around.
But how do you eat this thing, by the way? How do you eat this? And in which restaurant would you serve this, honestly? If you go to an Italian restaurant and that's what they give you, I will shut down the restaurant tomorrow. I'll go myself and I put chains all over me and say, hey, this restaurant cannot open ever again. Sometimes chefs want to be too creative and forget about everything. Like there's no love in this dish. There is nothing, it's got connected, nothing.
A few chips hiding inside that nest, so you get a little surprise once in a while.
No, not surprised. I don't like surprises.
And then some of my parsley leaves, just a few around the plate, but let them fall naturally. There you go.
No, I'm sorry. Again, I would have done with these ingredients. First, I will never use these ingredients, but if I have to, and then I do what I said, like the Naples style.
Oh, look at that. It's gorgeous.
I really want to know how they eat it.
Emily,
Hey,
good
how's it
seeing you. I
going?
want a
Nice to
hug.
see you. Hi, Chef Frank. I
was the
opened up a
cooking
whole
thing?
wheel of cheese.
No, it's funny because I've never actually done that myself.
Oh, well. Look at this.
That looks exactly.
Ah.
3, 2, 1.
Ah.
Nah, I'm sorry. Of course, the fettuccine alfredo, expensive fettuccine alfredo, it's great, but spend so much money and it's not great the way it looks, and yeah, could be done better, but I'm sure it tastes good. But this $13 fettuccine alfredo from Frank, I'm sorry, disaster.
Look at this.
That looks exactly like fettuccine alfredo should look.
Pasta, cheese, and butter, baby.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I wish the pasta was made with eggs, so the pasta would have been a different color, a bit darker.
it's that simple, you know?
Yeah.
But it takes all day to make.
Yeah, I know. I mean, trust me, I've been here.
I went a little crazy with this.
Look at this.
So it's
Yeah, you did go crazy, Frank. You're a great guy, Frank. I can tell, but you went way too crazy, went too far.
not exactly fettuccine alfredo. I know that.
Well, you
Totally
know I'm a
different, but
purist,
delicious.
but-
Yeah, I know.
How can that be delicious? Show me how to eat it.
Ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
Time to taste.
Beautiful, creamy. How can you go wrong?
Delicious. The thing about this pasta is that it's just simple ingredients, you know? And it's all about the technique. The chew on the pasta is perfect.
Oh, thank you. I made that pasta myself.
No, it's great.
And it just, to me, like, it just tastes like the cheese, but in a very, like, positive way.
Yeah, in a good way. That's kind of the decadence of it. It's creamy and it's cheesy. You're hitting those notes, and that's what that makes it so good.
Thank you so much. I worked really hard.
All day.
It was super hard, and my feet are tired, but I agree, it's delicious.
Yeah,
Great
it's
recipe.
absolutely delicious.
I'm so excited to dig into this.
I'm excited for you
Are you or no?
to try this.
Like a little
I'm actually excited to learn how to eat it.
A
everything.
little bit of everything, a piece of chicken.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not Alfredo, but it's like, it's got some really good flavor to it.
I feel like
That has nothing to do with Alfredo. There's nothing to do with Alfredo. So this challenge, I don't really understand what you're trying to do in this challenge because there is nothing Alfredo here.
it's like you have all the flavors of like a classic, like American style, like
Agreed.
chicken Alfredo.
Just a little more, like, whimsical.
Yeah, it's a
if
little
you will.
whimsical.
I don't know what whimsical means. I don't want to learn that word. I don't want to know what it means because I don't want this pasta. I don't want that. I don't like it.
When I think you, I think whimsy.
Totally.
If someone
Okay.
charged me $13.54 for this at a restaurant, I'd be like, you're crazy. Charge me more.
I got
I don't know what people like. I don't know. Do you find it interesting? Do you find it? I don't know. This video got 10 million views, guys, and I think like maybe that's what I need to start doing. Fried pasta like this with cream. Insane. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I'm so sorry. I think pasta was killed. I think the garlic with salt. And the parsley, fried parsley with the salt. The parsley looks great as a decoration. Fried parsley, but do you need the salt? And then you added salt in the pasta too. It should be such a salty dish. I have no idea why the chicken is suffocating from these ingredients. I'm sorry, I don't like it. I didn't enjoy it. Did you guys enjoy it? Please share your feedback or your thought with us and let me know what you think. Write a comment below now. Thank you so much for watching this video with me. We'll see you on the next Vincenzo's Plate reaction video. E ora si mangia. A proper fettuccine Alfredo by Vincenzo's Plate. Go and watch my video how to make fettuccine Alfredo. It's beautiful.